accidentally went to shave my mustache and shaved it way too fucking high. Burnout. It's a word that I'm sure you've heard, especially if you're making content. I find it's especially easy to feel burnout when making content because a lot of times the effort that you put in is not the same as the, we'll say, reward you get out of it. If that reward is views or likes, engagement, money, whatever it is, most of the time you're making content, especially when you're still a small creator, those two things are very unequal. I know I put a lot of work into my videos on my main channel, Polar Bear Problems, and I'll link my main channel down below, and it just doesn't get the kind of views I want to see at all. But I've been making content consistently for about 2 years now, and these are 5 of the biggest tips I've found that help me when I'm feeling burnt out. Tip number 1, just take a break. When you're first starting out making content, the mountain feels impossibly high, and it kind of is, unfortunately. Starting January 2023, I decided I was going to release 1 long form and 1 short form piece of content on YouTube every single day, along with Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. It was brutal. I'm very blessed that I get to work on content full-time before being able to make full-time money off of it, but it definitely is a full-time job. I followed that schedule for 600 and something days, and then finally decided, you know what? I have enough data and everything. I need to switch up how I'm doing content because it just became monotonous. I was tired constantly. I wasn't having as much fun as when I had first started, and that's what it's about. So I took a break. I took a couple weeks off, and it was awesome. I've changed up how I do content from that point, and it's been working a lot better. I know you probably hear it all the time, that it's a marathon, not a sprint, but it's really true. You will grow at a much better rate, and you'll be much more successful if you're creating consistently for 5 years than if you're just blasting away content for 1 year and you stop. I have a theory that the equation for growth is time times quality and consistency for growth on any social media platform, YouTube included. My second tip is to rediscover your creativity. I don't know about y'all, but the whole reason I started making content is because I'm a creative person. I've always loved making music, playing instruments, being an entertainer, performing in front of people, and this seemed to be the best way I could do that in a way where I could eventually make a living off of it and make it my career. After those 600 days, I was definitely very burnt out. Decided to take a step back and decide what I wanted my content to look like from now on and how I could keep having fun even with the struggle and the stress of it all. So mix it up. Try new style, try new editing, try putting new music in, try new shot angles, try something completely different out of your niche and new. It'll really reignite that creative spark in you and make content fun again. And that's the number 1 way to fight burnout. Which brings me to tip 3, which may seem like a no-brainer for most people, but it's something I really still am working on, and that is to get enough rest. My sleeping schedule sucks ass. And that definitely adds to the drainingness of kind of putting out content and it not doing as well as you want it to. It's much easier to handle the stress and the feeling of failure that is going to come from being a small creator if you're getting enough sleep. 8 hours at least. You'll wake up feeling better, and the stress of not only your creative life but your personal life piling up on you will be a lot easier to handle if you're well rested and you're not tired and fighting through the day. So make sure you're sleeping. Tip number 4 is to find support. A little bit about me is that I am actually sober. I'm in recovery, and I've been in recovery 8 years as of November 9th. And especially in those early days, having a support group was key. I believe it's the same for everything in life. If you're going through a struggle, guaranteed there are other people going through the struggle. And since you're already creating online, find people in that community. I promise you'll meet a lot of people that are having the same feelings and the same struggles as you. Talk to them about it. Having support in the space you're in is so helpful. I'm lucky enough that myself and my wife both make content, so we can kind of lean on each other throughout the good and the bad. Check her out pretty much anywhere you can find people. Her name is Space Bunny Baby, and I'll link some of her stuff down below as well. But I believe that support is key in anything in life, so reach out. This brings us to tip 5, which I think is the absolute most important thing to remember, and that is your why. Discover your why. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to make content? Why are you putting so much effort in? To share an example, my number 1 goal is to be able to live the life I want to live by making content. Now, the life I dream of living, of course, is wealthy and not necessarily lavish, but being able to support the people I love, being able to do the things I love to do without kind of worrying about the money, but my actual baseline goal is to be able to make enough money to support myself and my family and kind of just live the way that I live currently. Eat out sometimes, live in the house that I live in currently, be able to pay for my cars, be able to pay for my food. That's the number one goal, is to do all of that with content. And once I meet that goal, I'll set another goal. But when I think about it, all the struggle and kind of the pain and the mix of personal and the business side of everything that's going on in my life currently, it's really helpful for me to remember that why. The stronger your why is, the stronger your will to continue will be. So I would say sit down, think about it, and really, really discover your why. I'm going to plug what I'm working on and what I want this channel to be, but make sure you stick around because after I'm going to share a bonus tip that I think is really helpful not only in content creation, but kind of just in life. With that being said, let's hear from Polar Bear. Hey y'all, Future Polar Bear here. It is 2025, which means that it is a new year full of content. I'm going to be bringing you a lot this year. Thanks for checking out my second channel, Polar Bear Presents. I'm going to do mental health talks and tutorial videos and reaction videos, just all the stuff that isn't gaming stuff. And my main gaming channel, Polar Bear Problems, will have all the gaming stuff. So make sure you subscribe to both my channels so you never miss out on anything. Also, I'm going to try and stream every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this year. So follow me over on Twitch to catch those live streams and hang out with me live. Other than that, I have a website up with some merch, and soon I'm going to be releasing memberships on it, and I even have some special projects that are just for the website, so go check it out. All that will be linked down in the description, but let's get back into the video. Sorry if that was a little long-winded. I'm just really excited for all the channels I'm working on, and I'm excited to share more with y'all. The final tip, and this is a tip that I really have to remember every single day of my life in more than just the content I create, and that is to give myself some grace. Give yourself some grace. Understand you're just human. You're not perfect. You're not infallible. You'll make mistakes. You're gonna fail. There's two options when you make mistakes or fail. You can either quit and give up, or you can learn from it and continue. I'm very big on learning from it and continuing. That's kind of what my whole life has been up to this point. Through mental health issues, severe depression, attempts, addiction, to now being in a loving marriage, being able to support my family emotionally and with my time, being in a good place mentally most of the time, being able to share these experiences with y'all. It's a complete 180, and it wasn't done without a lot of grace, not only from myself to myself, but from others to me. So I try to extend that same forgiveness and compassion to other people. And remember, other people are you. When you're trying to extend forgiveness and compassion to other people, remember that you're other people too. You need to take care of yourself as well. What I try to live by is that I try to do 1% better every day. 1% is not a lot. That just means that I am trying as hard as I can to do something better every day. And that means that every year I'll get 365% better. When it's broken down into daily things like that, it really makes it easier to see the grand scheme. Anyways, this was 5 tips that I use for myself to avoid burnout and get rid of that feeling in my stomach like the world is ending. And I hope that it helps you too. If it does, make sure you like and leave a comment down below for other things you would like for me to talk about. Understand that even if I don't know you, I still love you. The world needs more empathy, and I hope you can empathize with that. Love y'all. Bye-bye.